In the era of the original series of Star Trek, the Derf class is outgunned by the Constitution class, like the Enterprise, by a factor of 5 to 1. The Derf has little in the way of shielding, weapons, science facilities, or even personnel, but this repair tender can do one thing better than any other ship in the Federation can, and that one thing is what keeps Federation space running smoothly. This one thing facilitates interstellar travel, trade, and even defense, and that one thing it can do is repair buoys, specifically subspace navigation buoys. And why are these buoys so important? Well, I'll explain. You see, interstellar space is very vast and complex. This map shows all the visible stars within a 50 light-year radius. There are 130 visible stars, but with all the faint red or brown dwarfs, this is only 10% of the actual stars, meaning within a 50 light-year radius, there are easily 1,300 stars. The Federation is hundreds of light years across, and explored space is upwards of 1,000 or maybe 2,000 light years, which means there are tens of thousands of stars or other interstellar objects to navigate through. The human mind isn't really capable of tracking all of this, but with computing, this in and of itself is not really a very big deal. But we must, however, remember a few things. You cannot rely on a visual representation of the position of stars. Remember that it takes 4 years for light to travel to Earth from the nearest star, Alpha Centauri. Consider how difficult it would be to nail down the position of Earth where you've traveled 100, 200, 1,000, or 2,000 light years away. Once you're 2,000 light years away from Earth, due to stellar drift, even if you could see the Solar System, you would see its prior position 2,000 years ago. But at this distance, you can't even see our star. You would have to use certain markers, such as pulsars, to help with your positioning and point of reference in order to triangulate Sol's position. But even with the most sensitive equipment, it may be very difficult to discern those markers through all the interference. There are a myriad of things in interstellar space that interfere with not only visual perception, but the perception of radiation itself. Deep space exploration vessels such as the Enterprise need superluminal sensing to navigate, but for most ships, there's a simpler solution. Use buoys that can emit a faster than light signal, a kind of interstellar GPS system that uses subspace navigation buoys. The Derf can deploy, maintain, and repair these buoys. I believe the Derf is another facet design, but I seem to recall seeing it in some other illustrated literature back in the day. The Derf has a large maintenance deck on the aft section. It has several tractor beams aft that lock onto buoys and pull them into a large repair bay. The Derf has to travel long distances quickly and efficiently. She has a dual warp nacelle design for stable, sustained warp speeds comparable to a Constitution-class cruiser. It is armed with phasers for utility purposes and for minimal self-defense. The Derf is capable of servicing all manner of buoys other than navigation buoys. Sensor buoys and communication buoys are also very useful to maintain the infrastructure of the Federation. It has a large complement of work bees and a large engineering crew. It's an excellent emergency rescue vessel for all manner of ships that are in trouble, where it will try to repair the vessel, failing that, tow it to space dock, or, in the worst case scenario, strip it of salvageable equipment and scuttle it. Well, that's all I have for the Derf class. This ship will make an appearance in part 2 of the upcoming 4 Years of War video. I'm trying a little live streaming of my process for creating these CG models. Be sure to subscribe to be notified when I go live, and your support at patreon.com/resurrected is most welcome. Be sure to like and share. Until next time, space friends. And with its large complement of work beers, and with its large complement of work bees and large engineering, I'm trying. Retake. Be sure to like and share. Until next time, space friends. Retake.